Today, we're going to dig into a junior mining company that our source material is calling an institutional darling. We're talking about a company that's being described less like a risky bet and more like an aggressive discovery machine with a proven playbook. So let's dive in and see exactly why. All right, first things first, let's set the stage. You know, in the world of junior mining, there's a whole spectrum. On one end, you've got what some people call lifestyle companies, often kind of weakly funded with pretty limited results. But on the other end, well, that's where you find collective mining. The source material paints a totally different picture. An aggressive, well-funded discovery machine run by a team with a billion-dollar track record.
So, what is it that makes this company stand out from the crowd and earn a title like that? Let's break down exactly why the so-called smart money is paying such close attention.
So, when we say institutional darling, what are we really talking about? Well, it's not just about one lucky drill hole, not by a long shot. We're talking about the whole package, a management team that's done it before, a truly world-class asset, and a crystal clear, well-funded strategy to deliver the goods. And that brings us to what might just be the most important piece of the puzzle, the management team's playbook. You see, their past success is really the foundation for everything that's happening right now. The key figure you gotta know is Executive Chairman Ari Sussman. He and his core team, they're the same group that took their last company, Continental Gold, and delivered a massive $2 billion cash buyout. Yeah, that kind of history, it tends to get a lot of people's attention. And check this out, this is a perfect illustration of their process. With Continental Gold, they didn't just find a deposit and walk away. Nope, they saw it all the way through. From founding the company in 2007 to discovering the absolute monster Berta deposit to actually building the mine and then executing that $2 billion sale. They've literally completed the entire life cycle. They know how to win.
Okay, so what does a history like that actually get you today? Well, for starters, incredible access to capital. The company is flush with about $135 million in the bank. That means their huge drill program is fully funded without needing to go back to the market and water down shares. And second, it attracts the big players. You get strategic backing from the majors in the industry.
All right, so we've got the all-star team. Now, let's talk about the asset itself. We are going to unpack what the source calls a vertical monster. The company's flagship discovery, the Apollo system. Just how big is this thing? Well, the mineralized system at Apollo has been traced from the surface all the way down over 1,400 vertical meters. It is an enormous system. But, you know, what does a number like that even look like? To put 1,400 meters into perspective for you, try this. Imagine stacking nearly 3 Empire State Buildings, end to end. That's the vertical extent they've confirmed so far. And here's the most exciting part. The system is still open. That means it keeps going even deeper. They haven't found the bottom yet. But listen, it's not just about size, it's also about quality. Recent drilling in what they call the ramp zone at the bottom of the system is showing exceptionally high grades of mineralization. So this tells us that as they drill deeper, the deposit isn't just continuing, it's actually getting richer. Now, while gold is definitely the main event, the Apollo system is actually a lot more than that. It's what we call a polymetallic discovery, which makes it incredibly interesting in today's market. So, we're talking about a mix of gold, silver, copper, and, get this, tungsten. And tungsten is a really big deal. It's designated as a critical mineral by a lot of governments, and that adds a whole other layer of strategic value to this deposit. So why does all this matter? Well, because this specific mix of metals positions the company almost perfectly for the current economic landscape. You've got gold, which is your classic inflation hedge, right? But then it's paired with copper and tungsten, which are absolutely essential for the green energy transition. So it's a critical minerals play too. It checks every box. Now, as impressive as Apollo is, the story doesn't end there. Not even close. There's another target that the smart money is watching very, very closely. A potential wild card that could really change the scale of this entire project. So you really have to ask yourself the question, what if this massive Apollo system is just the first major discovery in a much, much larger mineralized district? And that's exactly the theory they're working with. Upcoming drilling is targeting their nearby San Antonio project. And what's the goal? To discover another massive Apollo-style system. I mean, can you imagine? If they succeed, it could fundamentally re-rate the company's entire potential.
So all of this, the team, the asset, the potential for even more growth, it all leads to one logical conclusion, at least according to the source material, the M&A, or mergers and acquisitions, endgame. And if you want to know where this is headed, a great way to do it is to just follow the money. A quick look at the ownership structure reveals a lot. Management themselves own a massive chunk, around 45%. That is some serious skin in the game. But then, notice that other big slice. Agnico Eagle, a major gold producer, owns nearly 15% of the company. And let's be really clear about what that means in this industry. When a senior mining company like Agnico Eagle writes a check for over $60 million, they are not just betting on a little stock price increase. No way. They are positioning themselves for a potential future acquisition. This is where that billion-dollar playbook really comes full circle. So let's just quickly recap the status right now. The company is fully funded for the foreseeable future with about $135 million in cash. They've got a fleet of over 10 active drill rigs spinning right now, and the next major catalyst you need to watch for is the project's first official research estimate. That's expected soon, and it's going to be a big one.
And this really brings us to the final takeaway from our source. The argument is that with a discovery of this size and quality, that initial super high-risk exploration phase, it's largely over. The question is no longer, is there something here? Instead, the focus completely shifts to defining just how big this thing really is, and then waiting for what the source calls the inevitable M&A endgame. What happens when the biggest mining companies in the world decide they need to own